Hey, I'm Stephanie Gilmore. I'm a professional surfer from the east coast of Australia, and I've been on tour for 13 years. I've won 7 world titles. I grew up surfing around the beaches of Kingscliff in northern New South Wales. My father is a really keen surfer, so at around the age of 10 years old, I fell madly in love with it, and it's still one of my favourite things to do. So I always wanted to pursue my dream of being a world champion, and I think once I reached that goal of becoming a world champion, my next step was to really help share the spirit of surfing and share what surfing means to me with women all around the world, and to really encourage women to get out there and have a go, because it's been such a male-dominated sport for so long, and I think that it's the coolest thing any human being should do and can do in their life. I think it's a part of my role as a world champion, as a professional surfer, to use my platform and really encourage all women of all ages to get out there and have a go. So do you want to learn how to surf? I'm here and I'm going to teach you how to do it. Lesson number 1 is choosing the right surfboard for your ability. I think the easiest board for anybody to learn to surf on is something that has length and width and thickness. I would suggest a soft board, because in that way you're able to go out there and wipe out and do all the things that it takes for the very first time of learning to surf, and you're not going to hurt yourself and you won't hurt anybody else in the lineup. Anything over 7 foot, I would suggest an 8-foot board, depending on the size of what you are. Basically, the bigger the board, the more buoyancy that you'll have and the more balance that you'll be able to find when you're trying to jump to your feet for the very first time in the surf. The progression of most surfers is to start on something really big and long, and then as you feel more confident, you start to move to a shorter board because you're paddling stronger, so you can still catch a lot of waves. Why we move to shorter boards is because they're more maneuverable. So then you're able to do turns and actually ride the wave in a more high performance way. But still, I think the most fun for any surfer is to be on a board that's a little bit thicker, a little bit wider, and then you can catch a lot of waves. It's more about just enjoying the speed that you'll get from your equipment and from riding the wave working together. Because the shorter the board that you have, the harder it is to get speed and momentum. I think it's important for everybody to try lots of different boards and see if they feel comfortable, see if they like maybe a twin fin, maybe they like single fins, maybe they like soft tops. And it's just about finding a board that when you paddle in and get to your feet, it gives you an excitement, it gives you a joy, it makes you smile. These are the sorts of feelings that you look for when you're surfing or when you're doing anything in life. But when you're surfing, you really want to find a board that, yeah, it gives you speed and it gets you excited to paddle back out and catch another wave. My first surfboard was my father's board. It was probably a 6'3", really wide nose, swallowtail. Come to think of it, it was probably the perfect board to learn on for a young girl, because it had that width and the buoyancy and all those things that I spoke about. I always wanted to get shorter and shorter, and as a grommet, I wanted to surf a 5'2" or a 4'11" if I could, but my father had always said to me, there's no point in going too short because you lose a lot of that drive, and the longer the board that you have when you're learning to surf, it's able to sort of smooth out the kinks, because you have to take more time and more effort in what you're doing. And I really feel that that has helped my style become a lot more fluid and yeah, just flowy in that sense. I feel that being a female in this male-dominated surf sport world is a kick-ass opportunity to just shine a light on something new and something beautiful. And there's been so many generations of female surfers before us that didn't get the respect and didn't get the love that they deserved, because female surfing is one of the most beautiful performances I've ever seen. And so I think that's an amazing opportunity for us to, yeah, break down those barriers and shine a light on just how rad female surfers are. I hope you learnt a few things and got a few tips about choosing the right surfboard for you. Stay with me for lesson number 2.